Hello, welcome to the Cemetery Commission meeting, and sorry we are starting late at, it looks like it's about 10:14. This is the August meeting, the 22nd, 2023. And we have some minutes that we would like to approve for July. And I would, are you all set there, Pat?
I went too low.
And so we would like to start off by a motion to approve the July minutes.
I have a correction.
Okay.
And it's just I think it's a typo in 7, in the third bullet.
Uh-huh.
It says the family trust plants to prepare. I think that's plans to prepare.
Yep, you are right.
Yeah, that's all I saw.
And so with that correction, can we approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion. Or did you make the motion already?
I will officially make the motion to approve the minutes with these corrections that Pat just outlined.
I'll second.
Thank you. And all those in favor of approving the minutes? Yay, so a yes from Patrick, me, and Pat. Thank you so much.
When you asked Mike, did he say that, do we go by the new bylaws now or about the constitution of this committee or the old?
So a little bit of new business Pat is bringing up is that the bylaws for the town have been improved, which means Article 5, which is related to the cemetery regulations, is also now officially what we are working under. I don't have I did not get to ask Mike Canales any of those questions. Patrick, do you know anything about how we move forward with the makeup of the board changes with these bylaws according to Article 5, 1.1? Do we need to?
Are they in effect now or do we have to do something? Do we have to vote them or, I mean, we did vote them, but.
Oh, we're not hearing you,
We
Patrick.
can't hear you, Patrick.
Oh, sorry, we
can't
still
hear you.
don't hear you.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Oops. Patrick, when he made some
Oh, I think
motion,
he's
is he going to try coming back in again?
perhaps. So Patrick seems to have had a problem with his audio, and I believe he's calling back in. So why don't we have Hugh visiting us today, and so the utilities and water at the garage, we've never officially identified like the amount of money you wanted to do, what you needed to do. I think we generally agreed that you could have utilities and water there. What is it you need from the?
Well, I think there's an issue with the water line. I think I've had to revisit all this because it's been stagnant for a while.
Yep.
And the thought was mention of getting power out there as well. So I think that the right thing to do is get water, power, and a gas line at least stubbed in there. Then it's there while you got the ground open. So that was kind of the thought, because the water does have to be addressed and you know, so if we just did all utilities in one shot would be, you know, make the most sense to me, I think, you know.
Yep. Was this drinking water or,
Well, it's water that runs the hydrants and there's a bathroom that,
okay,
that gets turned off on Columbus Day and, you know, they shut the water off and blow it out and stuff. So, I mean, there's, you know, a hose spigot inside the shop for cleaning stuff off, that kind of thing, but it's seasonal. Seasonal.
so do you need it to be all year long or seasonal?
No, I don't
still
think so.
sufficient?
I don't think that we do. You know, I think there'd be a lot of work to get it to be an all-season thing. You know, I don't see it, the need yet, but in case needs change,
Okay,
it'd be nice to be prepared.
Because then you'd have to insulate the
Exactly.
Yep.
Heat
garage and
it,
everything.
yes, yeah. So there's a lot
Yeah.
more to it, but you know, if the needs ever change, then we're already stubbed up for it, was my thought with the gas and everything, you know, so. Yeah.
so you don't have an estimate for being able to do that?
No,
Okay.
most of it I think we can do pretty much in-house, you know, getting the utilities down, hooking the gas up, stubbing that to the street, we'd have to get that farmed out. But I think the water we could probably do in-house, and also we'd have to have an electrician run the conduits and get our line out there for us, but.
So is there anything you need from us right now? related to this?
No, I mean,
Okay.
just the consent to get some estimates, I guess, would be the only thing that I would need, you know. I mean, if it's, you know,
Yeah,
if
well,
I
that,
think about doing it, I can get some estimates on it and,
well, I guess it's up to your workload.
yeah.
Certainly if it supports the cemetery,
Yeah.
I think it's important to get done.
Yep.
Awesome.
I was having trouble reconnecting, so I'm just doing phone.
We can hear
We
you.
can hear you now, Patrick.
All right. Yeah, so at least this works. Did you talk to Michael about the procedures around putting the bylaw in place?
No, I did not, and he's been busy since I've been here this morning, but I can do that, so we can defer whatever we need to do until our September meeting, so that we're all,
Okay, but I think for the appointments, you should try to get it on, if the select board's doing it, try to get it on the schedule.
okay. All right. So I will
We'll
double
work
check.
you on that offline.
I missed that last thing you said.
I think you
I
said,
can work with you offline on doing the, getting things on, if it needs to stay on the schedule or whatever. We
Okay.
can make some appointments, don't we?
Did you get that?
I didn't.
We didn't get that last thing either, Patrick.
Talk slower, please.
We have to make some appointments.
The select board does, yes.
Yeah, so we just need to get that on the schedule.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
understood.
Okay, also part of following up, I was supposed to follow up on signs with the select board and I did not do that. So I need to put myself somehow on your select board calendar to show you the signs that we want to install at the cemetery related to the size and the shape related to cemetery open hours. So what's the best way for me to get on a select board agenda?
Talk to Michael.
Also go through Michael, okay.
Hey, he posted, this one he's posting today for Thursday.
Okay. All right, let's move on to, thank you, stone cleaning and other work. We do have some official dates for stone cleaning, and also Hugh in the highway department, you have some dates to learn how to reset some of the older stones. So the dates for the resetting are August 30th and 31st and September 7th and 8th. And 4 weeks are being proposed for the stone cleaning And one of these weeks will end up being work on the sergeant tombs. But the 4 weeks are September 11th through 14, September 18th through 21st, September 25th through 28th, and October 2nd through the 5th. And so those September and October dates are when we'll be looking for some volunteers to help us with the stone cleaning. And there are a few of us, a handful of us, who showed up last year for this event, and it's a Zen kind of project, and it's also fun. So, and September and October are beautiful times of year, so we hope to have some other volunteers to help with this process.
How do we announce this to the public? Is that put on the website? Do we?
That's a really good question. I don't know how we did it before.
I don't either.
Peter, I know you said you have some people who might be interested. Do you recall how we reached out to our volunteers before? I think Karen and I have been trying to share a list of volunteers. How do we reach new people?
Muted.
Good question. I admit I'm a little hazy on what we did last year. It does occur to me just off the top of my head now that if and when you go before the select board regarding other matters, you could also give a plug for this. But
Yes.
do we have to choose a couple of those weeks, or how does that get narrowed down?
No, it's my understanding 3 of these weeks will definitely be for cleaning, and 1 of these weeks will be for the sergeant tombs. So we'll need to find out, are any weeks not good for the volunteers to come, in which case that might be the default sergeant tomb week.
What hours are you thinking?
I don't remember either. I think they were pretty much all-day events, and volunteers participate in whatever they can. Right, we started early.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think that's right. They're sort of there roughly, during business hours, and people can show up anytime. It's probably good to try to get people to come at a certain time the first time around, just to get a little training. But the guys are also just happy to any person that shows up at any random time.
It definitely sounds like something that should be announced at the selectmen's meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And I can talk to Teresa to find out if there's any other vehicle for announcing, because I know usually they put ads in the newspaper or something for when they're trying to hire for a position or something, but I don't know what they do for just general announcements to the
Could
public.
be on the homepage of the town website.
Yeah.
Right,
And there's a calendar too, where it could be.
right, the calendar. And, we can also submit something to Stockbridge updates. I don't know.
Well, that's a very good idea.
I don't know how many people subscribe to the Stockbridge updates, but seems to be a good way to get the word out as well.
Yeah. I've got to write my check. I haven't done that.
Awesome. Okay. So thank you. And maybe we should have people follow up with me if they think they might be volunteering.
Because we have to have a way for them to sign up.
Right.
So
Well-
that I think we have to establish some sort of procedure here for when we do this kind of thing.
Well, but we did not have sign up last year. It is sort of nice in a way. The more information we get, the better. But on the other hand, we don't want to discourage people. I'm just looking at my calendar. I've got house guests the week of the 18th. But otherwise, all those weeks are fine for me. Actually, the week of October 2nd, I have solar being installed at my house. That would help me.
That's exciting.
Yeah, when it's done.
So I guess I would put in a request that if you can volunteer, you could reach me at my ccurry@stockbridge-ma.gov email address. That's one way to keep track of who might be coming,
Good idea.
which I think might also be available from the website, the Stockbridge website. If not, I'll try to get it up there. Yeah. So Peter, you definitely said the week of this 18th is no good and October 2nd may be no good for you.
Yeah. So the weeks of the 11th and the 25th are definitely clear for me right now. I have a descendant of Dwight family who lives in Syracuse, but they also have a seasonal home in the Berkshires. I might be able to get one of them to show up.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Okay. And I will reach out to Karen to get the list of volunteers who came last year and get word out to them.
Maybe we should draft up some sort of announcement.
Would you like to do that?
Yeah, I'll draft up an announcement.
Awesome.
And so we don't know yet which of those weeks is going to be for the sergeant cleaning.
That's true.
So we need to find out that so that,
Well, I think it will be based on our volunteers.
okay,
If we can't find volunteers the week of the 18th, then maybe that becomes the designated Sergeant Tomb week.
and then do we go back to volunteers when we pick a week that somebody has volunteered for? Or do we just really need to get the announcement out about
Right.
what we're doing and whether someone volunteers or not? Do we just wait till they show up or not? Somebody shows up, so how do we do that?
Yes,
If we don't have volunteers actually sign up and let us know, then we are not going to know which of those weeks is going to be empty.
true. But what we know is that Ian and Bill and the preservation folks will be there washing stones regardless of if volunteers show up or not. Right? I mean, the idea is to get volunteers out there, but
Right.
they're also participating in this.
Yeah, volunteers are really like icing on the cake. I mean, saves us money and it's good for the town community spirit.
Right.
So if they pick a week to do the sergeant and people show up, does that mean that can they show them how to clean anyway and have them clean while they're doing the sergeant?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Good question. It would seem to me like they could. I don't see why the two are mutually exclusive.
Yeah, right. Because they will be doing the sergeant work. Volunteers will not be doing any of the sergeant work.
Correct.
So yeah, if people show up for cleaning, then they can concentrate on cleaning and then go and do their sergeant. Show people what to do and then do the sergeant work,
Right.
I would think.
I would think too. So I'll follow up with either Bill and Ian of the preservation group or with Karen to see if she has some insight into some of this.
So this
Scheduling.
announcement will only be for the cleaning. It won't have anything to do with the resetting of stones.
Correct. That,
That's all going to be highway department.
yep.
Yep.
We're not inviting volunteers to participate in that.
Good idea. It's harder than it looks.
Here, hold this, 200-pound marble headstone while we,
Okay, and while we're on this topic of,
okay, I will draft that and just send it to you.
yes, please.
Okay.
Okay. So Pat, you're drafting a flyer as an announcement for the stone cleaning.
Yeah, just the text for the announcement.
Excellent. So Hugh, you shared a quote for the marble corner fence post. And, okay, so this is to match what's currently out there. And I see it's $2,200 for the replication of the original posts. And what's the 1,900? I'm missing
The corner post would be 2,200. It's bigger post.
Oh, okay.
And I believe there's like 5. It's been a while since this quote's been floating around since June 8th. So that's, I think there's 5 line posts that are compromised too. Over the years, they've been hitting, whatever. They've just been.
Are these the perimeter?
Yeah, the rate, if you're on the.
On Church Street as
Church
a,
Street,
right?
Main there, yeah, it's that one there, right on the corner.
Oh,
It's broke, it's been pinned and parged and fixed and pointed before, and it's just, I think there's a couple line posts each way or something.
Yep.
Couple
And
of them are cement or something, then been,
so the marble one, I understand is $2,200, and so that's the larger one.
Yep.
And then there's one for 1,900.
that would be each line post.
Oh, so this is per
Right,
line
right,
post.
right. I think it's-
Okay, so
Yes,
it doesn't indicate how many need to be fixed. Do we?
I think there's like 5, again, like I said, this has been a little bit, I mean, when Alan was here, every time I drive by, it bugs me, see the broken post, and, so when Alan was here setting the pedestal for the founding, I just asked him if he could take a look at it and give us an estimate, like, he didn't have to make a special trip,
Yeah.
So that was the whole start of this, so I'm just presenting it to you and just letting you know, with everything else going on,
Well, I guess I'm wondering, can we bring in more posts in anticipation of having some extras around? And is that something that your crew could install, or you?
Yeah, we did the ones,
You did
was there 8 of them?
something like that, yeah.
We put them in last year, year before, whatever it was. But yeah, I mean, we can put them in. It's just, I
Okay,
don't want to spend your money, without,
Do we have, is there money budgeted for this, or is this one of those?
not strictly for this.
No.
No. But I think it would make sense to have a few of these things on hand. Because there are others that will need to be replaced
I mean, when's the next meeting?
near the end of September.
Well, we got these cleanings coming in September, so maybe while we're doing cleanings, we'll walk, or we're doing other things.
Okay.
We'll take a look at it. We'll have a better decision for next meeting.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Do we know who the supplier was who supplied the posts on Main Street?
Yeah, it was Alan at Chester Granite.
Do we remember what that cost? Like, is this a better quote, do we think, or are they just not available, or?
I don't know what the other ones had cost, but he builds, obviously it's nothing that anybody keeps in stock. He'll build them, he'll build it to mimic what's there, I guess is what he does, so.
Right. Yeah, I don't have those notes either, Peter, about what it was last year. Because I think it was last year or 16 months ago.
Yeah, it was quite a while. They sat in the building for a while.
Right.
So.
Yeah, they did. Building.
I mean, the lead time on it, he's telling us is 6 months.
6 months.
So, I mean, by the time you make it, you're in the spring, summer next year anyway, so before you're gonna see them and get them in, so.
Okay, so we'll put, review the number of posts, and we'll have an estimate that we can approve at the next meeting in September.
Because I think there's a couple that were, somebody had made them out of cement to mimic them.
Yep,
I mean, you could always set 1 or 2 of them behind the building, or, if you ever needed one while you're waiting for another one to be, down the road, something to happen again, but.
right. Okay. If we set a marble one behind the building, we just have to clean it before we installed it.
Right, problem is, just hate to see them to control where they go, you know?
Oh, okay.
Leave them out and let them weather so that they look like
Right.
the old ones when you put them in, right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Can we move on to revisions to definitions and policies document? Is that,
Thank you for putting the revisions in red. That makes it so much easier to see.
good. So this document went out to all the folks on the Cemetery Commission email list. Sorry, it did not go out to, up on their website. It didn't get loaded to the town website. And it's a document to work hand in hand with these new bylaws. And there's a section on markers and monuments, plants, planters and decorations, and natural conventional burial. And it's just sort of a set of guidelines. Nothing's set in stone here, but these are guidelines that the commission can change when they need to. Some of these things used to be in the bylaws, but now that they're no longer in the bylaws, it gives the commission more power to change them as needed. So,
And in a timely basis.
yes, and not have to do it once a year at the town meeting.
Right.
So, Pat, you always have wonderful suggestions about these things. What do you have to say?
Well, it looks good to me. And in the definitions, adding the cremation is good.
Okay. All right. Patrick, can you hear us? Do you have any comments you might want
No,
to share?
I think we're on the right track. I need to reread now that we've gotten the bylaw approved what the regulations I need to dive into this a little bit in the next few days. Yeah.
Okay. So does that mean we're not ready to approve the changes and ask to put them up on the website? That's what I'm
I don't know. I mean, I think you guys are working really hard on that. I don't need to, just one voice. I mean, I'm okay with going forward. I just haven't. I was thinking that once the bylaw got approved, that then, but we've obviously gone through all of the, the regulations that in the past that we wanted to do. I'm okay with putting it up. Let's put it up as a draft.
Yes, we can put it up as a draft. I'm happy to do that. I had also spoken to Rich Atwood about things and assured him that, if things aren't working or if we need to be more explicit, we can update these bylaws to support us in making better decisions at the cemetery. So he's okay with that as well.
I was just looking here. It says Stockbridge Cemetery is a hybrid cemetery allowing both natural and conventional burials. Do we want to add cremation to that too?
I would say that falls under the idea of conventional burials, but because I talked about conventional burials just as casket burials, I see what you're getting at.
Because conventional burial says may include embalming of body and caskets often made with non-local materials,
Right.
but it doesn't say anything about cremation.
Okay. Yeah. Let me clarify that one. Because on some level, a hybrid cemetery is really just allowing all kinds of burial. So it doesn't matter if it's a casket or cremation.
Why don't we say that then? It's just it's a hybrid cemetery allowing We allow all kinds of burials.
What page is that on?
That's on page 6 of 7, under definitions.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I will modify that before asking Terry to put it up on the website as a draft.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Good catch, Pat. All right, and let's see what else we have on the docket here. Oh, is there any other old business to discuss? I couldn't come up with any. And I guess our new business we already did discuss with the Chester Granite stuff, but
Yeah.
awesome. Well, is it time to adjourn our meeting?
So moved.
Okay, Patrick, you're in favor of adjourning? Okay,
We're good.
okay. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Hugh. And thank you, Pat. And goodbye to Zoom
Goodbye.
land. We are officially adjourning
Bye-bye.
at 10:45.